Asif sir, good morning. Asif sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, ఒక స్మాల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ సార్.
Sir.
ఇప్పుడు మీరు రేపు పేపర్ ఉంది కదా సార్ మీది?
అవునవును.
రాజేష్ కాల్ చేస్తుంటే లిఫ్ట్ చేయలేదంట. అది మరి ఫైనల్ గా పెట్టేసేయమంటారా సార్? రీకరెక్షన్స్ కూడా అయిపోయినాయి కదా?
పెట్టేసి చెప్పాను, టెక్స్ట్ చేశాను, వాట్సాప్ చేశాను.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే.
మనడు ఊరికి టెన్షన్ పడిపోతున్నాడు.
లేదు అసలు క్లాసెస్ కి మళ్ళీ దాంట్లో అవి ఇవి అంటే అసలు చాలా ఇబ్బంది అయిపోతుంది.
వర్క్ లోడ్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది తెలుసు నాకు.
అసలు దాంట్లో మళ్ళీ క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్లు అంటే మళ్ళీ దొరికే కొంచెం టైం కూడా దీంతోనే అయిపోతుంది. నాకు అది పెద్ద తలకాయ నొప్పి అయిపోతుంది అసలు. చేసేయమని చెప్పాను సార్, నేను చెప్పేశాను.
ఓకే సార్.
Good morning, dear friends. స్టార్ట్ చేసుకుందామా? Alternating current AC circuits. స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా నాన్న? Am I audible, beta?
Yes, sir.
స్టార్ట్ చేసుకుందామా? అందరూ వచ్చేసారా? ఇంకా రావాలా? 296. చలో Alternating current beta. Alternating current. So by the word itself, it is very clear that the current which is continuously changing its direction and as well as of your magnitude continuously with respect to your time is called as of your alternating current. Is called as of your what? Alternating current part of relation. So before trying to go for an alternating current, let us try to go with your
Sir,
screen share అవుతుందా అసలు?
No, sir.
కావట్లేదు సార్.
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ అవ్వడం లేదా? ఓకే. ఓకే చలో. అయిందా?
ఓకే సార్.
చలో. Alternating circuit, or we call it as of your AC circuit part of relation. So let me talk about the introduction related to this one beta. You see what exactly is happening in direct current beta? Can you tell me? Current electricity we have studied now. In current electricity, you know that when a current is been passing in a circuit where there is a certain resistor part of relation, the current is constant. It is not going to change its value. So the magnitude of that one is always remaining for me the constant part of relation, and direction is also remaining constant unless and until you are changing the magnitude with the help of your battery part of relation. So alternating current is nothing but right now. So before we go for an alternating current, let me define you what exactly it was of your direct current in the current electricity part of relation. In the current electricity, we have studied that in the DC circuits, both magnitude and direction of current, both magnitude and direction of current are constant. Direction of current are constants. Okay, so in direct current, what is happening? Our DC circuits, both magnitude and the direction are remaining for me the constant. Like say for example, this was your resistor, isn't it? And this one was your cell, positive terminal, negative terminal, and from here there is a flow of your current in this circuit. There is a flow of a current from the circuit. This is your current of your I. This is a positive terminal, this is a negative terminal, this is your I, and this is your R. So what will be the current in this one beta? I is equals to your EMF applied for that one, that is nothing but E divided by this resistance, that is nothing but of your R. So current in this circuit is given by the formula I is equals to your E by your R. Now see, if the direction of the current in resistor or any other element changes alternatively, then that current is called as of your alternating current part of relation. So what is an alternating current? The current which is we commonly uses in our houses. So I can say that the current which we use commonly in our houses is alternating current. Okay, so alternating current or potential is the one whose direction changes periodically, often in sinusoidal manner, isn't it? That means it may be a cos function or it may be your sine function part of relation, but it is going to change. So what I can write here, if the direction of your current is been changing, if direction of current in a resistor or any other element changes alternately, the current is called an alternating current, AC. Okay, so what is an alternating current beta? Alternating current is nothing but if the direction of the current in a resistor or any other resistor or component, or there any other element, it may be a resistor, it may be a capacitor, it may be an inductor. So any of these element, if they are being changing, then such type of alternatively, then the current is called as of what? Alternating current part of relation, or we call it as of your AC part of relation. If current or voltage, if current or voltage, if current or voltage varies periodically, as sine or cosine, sine or cos function of your time, sine or cosine function of your time, the current or voltage, the current or voltage is said to be sinusoidal, is said to be what? Sinusoidal, and can be expressed as sinusoidal అంటే ఎలా ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ చేస్తాను నా sin function or cosine function, sin function or your cosine function la we can represent it for the given condition. That means it can be represented at like I is equals to your I naught into your sine of your omega 2, or we can also represent it by your, if it is not starting from origin, I is equals to your I naught into your sine of your omega t plus certain phase of that. Or even we can write in terms of cos, I is equals to I naught into your cos of your omega t plus of your 5 part. Okay, na? So I naught is right now how much would be it? I naught is known as the peak current or current amplitude in this one. So I naught is known as of your peak current, is known as of your peak or current amplitude, peak or current amplitude, is known as of your peak current, or also known as of your current amplitude, depends upon your understanding. You can write I naught value is this much. So the current can be your cos function or it may be a cosine function. So that is the reason it is called as of your sinusoidal wave part deflation. It is called as of what? Sinusoidal. What do you mean by sinusoidal? It is expressed in the form of a trigonometric value of your sine, or is maybe your cos part deflation. And what is the value of your omega in this one, beta? Value of your omega is equals to your, already you know that one from your circular motion, omega is equals to 2 pi by your capital T, or in terms of frequency, if I am writing, that is nothing but 2 pi into your frequency, number of oscillations made by that one. T is nothing but what for me? Time period. T is nothing but of your time period. T is your time period, and F is nothing but of your frequency. F is your frequency, and unit of this one is nothing but of your hertz, or we also call it as of your cycle per second, cycle per your second. And omega t plus of your 5, omega t plus 5 is called as of your total phase, is called as of what? Total phase. And phi is called as of your phase angle, phi is called as of what? Phase angle part deflation. Like say if I'm writing the current for I is equals to I naught into sine of your omega into t. So if I'm writing the current I is equals to I naught into your sine of your omega into t part deflation. See, this will be the graph something like this. Okay, so here it is right now the current, that is nothing but I, and this one is nothing but of your time, that is nothing but of your t. Now if I'm writing the sine function for this one, so sine function of the current is something like this. Up to here one complete cycle kabatti capital T. This point is one thing, and this point another peak values. So if I'm starting from here 0, so this is your 0, this is the peak value of a current, that is nothing but of your I naught, and this is also the peak value of a current, that is also your I naught part deflation. So time period from here to here it is t by 4, and here it is nothing but of your t by 2, this one is nothing but 3t by 4, and this one is nothing but of your t. Okay, if it is in the form of your cos function, beta, if it is in the form of your cos function, like if I am writing I is equals to your I naught into your cos of your omega into t. That means starting from your origin, part of relation. Then the graph for this one is something like this. This one is your time axis, and this one is nothing but of your current, that is nothing but of your I. Now in this one, the current starts from cos function kabatti, somewhere from here right now like this, and this will be the function of this one like this up to here. So this one is one complete cycle. This is your 0. At 0, the current is maximum I naught. Then we have one amplitude here. Then we have one amplitude here. And we have one amplitude of the current there. So that amplitude of the current is here. It will become how much for me beta? T by 4. Here it is nothing but T by 2. Here it is your 3T by your 4. And here is nothing but of your time period capital T particulation. So the current here it is right now maximum amount of a current. That is also your I naught. And at T by 4, we are getting a maximum current. This one is also your I naught part of a relation. Clear? Is that clear? So that is a representation of your alternating current beta. Alternating current can be either your sine function or it may be your cos function. So that is the reason if the current or voltage varies periodically as a sine or cos function. If your current or your voltage varies periodically as if your sine function or your cos function of your time, then the current or your voltage is said to be your sinusoidal and can be expressed as of your I is equals to your I naught into sine of your omega t, where I naught is known as peak current or also known as of your current amplitude part of relation. Isn't it? See, in your before topic, we already know that when a coil is being kept in a magnetic field and rotated, like say this one was something like this one was of a bar magnet, a radial magnet it was been producing. I told you about the torque when it has been rotating in a magnetic field. So when a coil is being kept here in this one, this is your coil, okay, and this one is been rotating about this axis right now. This one also like this. It is rotating with an angular velocity of omega because of the magnetic field which has been coming in this one. So there is a magnetic field which has been coming in this direction like this. So because of this one, there was a flux change in the magnetic field will be producing by me what beta? Magnetic flux particulation. So flux was equals to your how much for me? Ban into your cos theta. Ban into your cos theta. At t is equals to 0 if I'm taking right now. What is the value of theta beta? We know that when the particle is moving in a circular path, theta is equals to how much for me? Omega into t. I can write flux is equals to your, this one is your ban into your omega part of relation, that is nothing but of your cos of your omega into your t, isn't it? So this was about your flux. That means that t is equals to 0. At t is equals to 0, what is the flux? Flux is equals to your n into b into your a. Flux is nothing but what? B bar dot a bar gada. Number of turns unte I am taking it as of your n part of relation. So it is having like say n turns. It is having like n turns. So flux will be equal to how much for me? B into your a part of relation. So EMF induced in this coil because of the change. You know that change in magnetic field, change in magnetic flux will produce what for me? Induced EMF. So I can say that AC dynamo gana raste manam ikkada. Okay. The EMF which is being induced, the EMF induced in the coil, when rotated with constant angular velocity, with your constant angular velocity, in uniform magnetic field, then as per Faraday's law, E is equals to minus of your d phi divided by dt. Change in magnetic flux will produce an induced EMF. So that is equals to minus of your d by your dt. Flux will be equal to your ban into your cos of your omega into t. So if I differentiate this one, this will become for me E is equals to differentiation of cos is nothing but minus sign. So minus minus will become for me plus. So this one is of your plus ban into your omega, ban into your omega into your sine of your omega into t. And the differentiation of your cos omega t is omega into minus of sine omega into your sine omega t part of relation. So in this one, B is a constant, A is a constant, N is a constant, and omega is also constant. This total constant, I'm representing it by letter E is equals to your E naught into your sine of your omega into t. Where E naught value is how much beta? E naught is equals to your ban into your omega. So this is your EMF induced when a coil is being kept in a uniform magnetic field and rotated with your constant angular velocity. EMF produced is E is equals to E naught into your sine of your omega t. Then what will be the current in the coil beta? So current in coil will be equal to how much? Current in coil is right now for me I is equals to E by your R. Gurtunda. So E value is equals to E naught into sine of your omega t divided by your R. So E naught by R is nothing but for me what? Maximum current. So I is equals to I naught into sine of your omega into. So this is the way how do we got the current due to the change in the magnetic field. So this current is called as of your instantaneous current. This current is called as of your instantaneous current, or also called as of your instantaneous EMF. This value of your E is called as of your instantaneous EMF. E naught is called as of your peak EMF. E naught is known as of your peak EMF. In the same way, I is your instantaneous current. I naught is nothing but of your peak current. So this is your alternating current. This is nothing but of AC. Since magnitude and direction current varies periodically, that is the reason we are calling it as of your alternating current part of relation. And AC source symbol is symbol of your AC source. Like resistor kundi kada, like resistor we are having a symbol, inductor we are having the symbol. The symbol for your AC is something like this. This is your circular path. In middle some symbol like this, and this is your symbol of your AC. That means alternating current. This is your symbol of your alternating current part of relation. Is that clear? Okay, so this is a symbol for an alternating current part of relation. Clear for everyone, isn't it? So what is an AC dynamo beta? When a coil is been kept in a magnetic field and rotated like this, when a coil is been kept in a magnetic field and rotated, because of this change in the magnetic flux, an induced EMF is been produced. That induced EMF is E is equals to d phi by dt. Phi is equals to ban into your omega. Simplifying it, we are getting E is equals to E naught into sine omega t. E naught is known as of your peak EMF and E is known as of your instantaneous EMF. In the same way, current in the coil, if I am trying to write now in the given condition, so current in your coil will be I is equals to E by R, or I is equals to I naught into sine of your omega into t part of relation. Is it clear? Is it clear? Clear clear anandarki? See some of the graphs if I am drawing. If I am drawing the graph between direct current, that is nothing but of your DC current, and as well as of your time, it will grow slowly, and after certain interval of a time it will become for me constant. So this is becoming for me constant. I is equals to your constant. This is your DC part of relation. Okay, so DC current is how much for me beta? I of your DC will be equal to your I is equals to V by your R part of relation. Whereas alternating current, it is continuously changing from one point to your another point. Like say if I'm trying to talk about your EMF versus your time. Here it is your EMF. So this is your current which has been going like this. So here there is one EMF and here there is one EMF. EMF is nothing but how much for me? Ban into your omega here, and it is minus of your ban into your omega in this given condition. So the potential difference between two successive peaks will be equal to how much beta? That will be equal to how much for me? 2 into ban into your omega. So I can write here potential difference between two successive your two successive peaks. E is equals to your 2 times of your ban into your omega. is equals to your 2 into your band into your omega part of your relation. Clear? So I hope ultimately you got a difference between what is a direct current and what is an alternating current. The current which changes continuously with respect to time is called as an alternating current. The current which remains constant with respect to your time is called as of your direct current part of a relation. So let me talk about something more about your alternating current. More about alternating current, that is AC. So మనం ఇంట్లో యూజ్ చేసే కరెంట్ ఏమనుకున్నాం మనము alternating current is the current. So I can write the first one. You might have been seen sometimes that if you have any of your cousins or maybe of any of your relatives in USA or Canada anywhere, when they bring some gadgets from there, like say maybe a radio or maybe a tape, what do you call that one, a laptop or maybe anything, that sockets of that one will not work out in India, because the manufacturing frequency in India and as well as of USA is different. Okay, the frequency which is being used in India for manufacturing of the electrical instruments is the frequency of AC in India is 50 hertz. Is 50 hertz. That is frequency is 50 hertz and angular frequency will be 2 pi into your f kabatti. So omega will be equal to your 100 pi radians per second. Omega value is how much for me? 100 pi. Sorry. So omega value will be equal to your 100 pi radians per second. Okay. And number 2, alternating current is produced by AC generators or AC dynamos beta, and it is represented by symbol I told you already. AC current, it is produced by AC generator or AC dynamo okay, and is represented by symbol like this. Okay. Third one, it cannot produce your chemical effects of current beta, such as electrolysis due to high frequencies. That is not happening in this one, basically like a battery connections. So it cannot produce chemical effect. It cannot produce chemical effect of current, such as electrolysis, due to high frequency of AC. Okay. Next one, it can be stepped out or stepped down beta. It can be stepped up or down, అంటే మనము increase or decrease చేసుకోవచ్చు with the help of transformer. With the help of a transformer. While DC we cannot do it. While DC it is constant beta. We cannot increase or decrease of that one. Now for measuring AC, hot wire instruments are used. Hot wire instruments are used. Okay, I'll tell you what are this in the nearby classes. You just make sure that one, the frequency of your AC which is being used in India is 50 hertz. So omega or angular frequency is 100 by radians per second, and it is produced by an AC generators or AC dynamos, and it is represented by the symbol, and it cannot produce your chemical effects of your current, and it can be stepped up or your stepped down. This is important point beta. It is also very important for competitive examination. It can be stepped up or stepped down with the help of what your transformers. While DC you cannot do that one. With your DC you cannot either increase or you can decrease the given condition part of relation. Is that clear? Is it clear, beta? Is it clear? Sure. Next one. Average, comma, mean square and RMS value. Okay, so let us try to talk about your average or mean square and RMS value So let us try to talk about your average value of your current or your, now see, in mechanics already you studied how to write an average value, isn't it? So the average of value of an AC for one complete time period, if I'm writing average value of any function, but before we start with that given condition, let me talk about you right now. Average values, how do you write the relations for me? Average value, I'll write here right now the heading itself. Average value. Maths lo kuda ela rastam chupandi. Average value, mean value rastam kada. Ade condition ikkada kuda. So the average value is nothing but, like say I'm writing this one as of your x average of anything. It can be average velocity, average acceleration, maybe your average of any given condition. If I'm writing the average of your the average of any quantity in physics, any quantity in physics that varies with time, over a time interval T1 to T2 is defined as let's see x average, or we write it by your x bar. X average or your x bar is equals to integral of your that x quantity as a function of your time t into your dt divided by your integral of your dt. Limits for this one are t1 to your t2. Even for this one, the limits are for me t1 to your t2 part of relation. That means I can write x average is equals to 1 by, this one is your t2 minus of your t1. T2 minus of your T1, and it is integral of your x as a function of your time into your dt. Limits will be from T1 to your T2. Ante kada, integral of dt is T, upper limit minus lower limit. I have written that value here right now. So this is the way, how do we calculate the average of your any value for the given condition? Or else you can even represent this one. Okay, so x average or x bar is equals to integral of your x into dt divided by your integral of your dt part of relation. So that is the way we write an average value in any given function. And if I'm talking about the average value of alternating current in one time period, this one, number one, the average value of AC for one time period, for one time period. What do you mean by one time period, beta? From 0 to your t, the sinusoidal function, what if we are taking right now, from 0 to your t, that will be your one complete time period part of relation. 0 to t by 2, half time period. T by 4, 1 by 4th of your time period part of relation. So now how do you write this value? You see, I average value for this one will become for me, see, I average value will be equal to your I average is equals to integral of your I into your dt divided by your integral of your dt, integral of your dt. Limits are from 0 to 1 complete time period, 0 to 1 complete time period, capital T. So I value already I know better. It is integral of your I is equals to I naught into your sine of your omega t into your dt. Limit is 0 to capital T divided by this one is integral of your dt. Limit is 0 to capital T. So this value will come out for me. I average is equals to I naught is a constant. Integral of dt is nothing but t. If I substitute the limits, that will become for me capital T. So this will become for me I naught by your capital T. This one is integral of your sine of your omega t into your dt. Limit is 0 to your t. This value is equals to your 0. This value is equals to 0. So that is I average value for one complete cycle is being taken as of your 0, is taken as of your 0. Can you tell me why it is becoming 0? You already have a basic knowledge of this one better. So if I'm writing here the basic mathematics, see, we know that integration I is equals to integral of 0 to n times of t anukundam, n times of your t. This one is your sine of your k into your omega into t, or it may be your cos of your k into your omega into t into your dt is always equals to 0. Okay, where n will be equal to 1, 2, 3, go on like this one, and k value is also equal to 1, 2, 3, go on. So if I take k is equals to 1, integral of your sine omega t into dt from the limit 0 to your t will be equal to how much for me? 0. Okay, now, like if I'm taking integration of your 0 to your t, integral of your sine of your omega t into your dt. Okay, omega is how much for me? 2 pi by capital T. So integral of t into its dt is simplified. We'll be getting this one as of a equal to 0. Or else I can write integral of your, this one is of your cos of your 2 omega t into your dt. Limit is from 0 to your 2 times of capital T. That value is also becoming for me 0. That means the average value of a sine or cosine function for one complete time period or n time periods is always equals to how much beta? 0. So I can write that point here right now. The average value the average value of your sine or cos function or your cos function for one time period, for your one time period or n time periods, or your n time period. So that is n is equals to 1, 2, 3, go on, is 0. Is 0. Okay, so the average value of the sine or cos function for one complete time period or n time periods will be equal to how much beta? 0. Will be equal to your 0 part of relation. In fact, the integration of your I into dt will always gives me what beta? Area of your IT graph. Ante kada. So in the integrations, you already know basic things basically. So I'm writing that point here right now. the quantity integral of y into dx gives me what beta? Area kada? Integration. Area in integration. Beta unmute చేసుకో. Okay. So here also I can write one point. Integration gives area. That is integral of your I into dt. Integral of I into dt gives me what? Area under IT graph. Area under current versus your time graph for one time period. For one time period. Okay. So integral of your I into dt is also giving me what beta? Area. This is also very important beta. It always gives me what? Area. So integration gives me the area part of relations. That also we can remember and simplify it depending upon the given conditions part of relation. So I hope you got a clarity of this one beta. Okay. Tell me what will be the area of this one beta? Like if I take I is equals to your I naught into sine omega t or I naught into your cos omega t. Cos omega t. Area will be what beta? Area will be 0. Area will be what? 0. Also keep in mind that long period is equivalent to 1 period beta. Long period means 1 period. Means 1 period, and if it is very long period, then you directly take it as of your 1 period and try to do the value for the given conditions. Okay na? Sure. Now let us try to talk about average value of AC. Average value of your AC for positive half cycle. For positive half cycle or negative half cycle. One complete cycle ki aithe enta ochindana 0 kada. Chudandi, for one complete cycle means for this one right now from here to here, this is one complete time period, isn't it? From here to here, one complete time period. So average value is taken as of your how much beta? For one complete time period 0 to t, average value is taken as of your 0. But what about the average value of an alternating current for half of your positive cycle or half of your negative cycle? Average value of alternating current for your positive half cycle or maybe your negative half cycle part of relation. So if I'm talking about the average value of alternating current for positive half cycle or for the negative half cycle, mathematically let us try to prove what will be the answer for that one. We already know the I average value beta. I average is represented by your I bar, so that will be equal to your I mean also sometimes. So that will be equal to your integral of your I into your, this one is nothing but dt, limit is 0 to your half of length t by 2 divided by integral of your dt, half life limit are 0 to your t half. So this can be written as of your I value already I know. Integral of this one is I is equals to I naught into sine of your omega t into your dt, limit is 0 to your t by 2. And here if I'm substituting the limit beta, integral of dt is nothing but t, substituting upper limit minus lower limit, so t by 2 minus 0, t by 2 only I'll be getting, isn't it? So in this one I naught is a constant, so bring it out right now. So in this one, this will become for me 2 will go out, so this one is 2 into I naught divided by capital T. This is integral of your sine of your omega t into your dt. Limit is 0 to your t by 2. Now integral of your sin omega t into dt is how much better? Can anyone help me out? So this will be equal to 2 divided by capital T. This value of this one is minus of your cos of your omega t divided by your omega. Limit is 0 to your t by 2, isn't it? Even in this one omega I can take it out. So this one is 2 into I naught divided by your omega into your capital T. This will become for me how much right now? Mass negative. I'm taking even this negative outside. So this will be your minus. This will be your cos of your omega into t. Limit is 0 to your t by 2. Now substitute the limit. What will be getting the answer you see right now? So what will be the relation? In the place of t, you substitute upper limit and lower limit. So this will be your minus of your 2 times of your I naught divided by omega into t. This will be equal to cos of your omega. T is nothing but equal to how much for me? T by 2 minus of your, this one is cos of your omega into your 0. Isn't it? So what is the relation I'm getting better? Cos 0 is how much? This is omega into 0 is nothing but obviously 0. So this one is nothing but of your e value and this will become for me minus of 2 into I naught divided by your omega into your capital T. అవునా కదా, దీంట్లో ఈ 2 కూడా బయటికి తీసుకొచ్చేయచ్చా? So I can bring this one 2 also in the outward direction. So this will become how much for me? ఈ omega కూడా బయటికి తీసుకొచ్చేస్తే what will be the answer I'm getting beta? This is also 2 I'm bringing out. E2 వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. Omega value is nothing but 2 pi by your t కదా. So this one is your cos. Omega value is 2 pi by your capital T into your t minus of cos of your 0. So this t gets cancelled. Cos 2 pi ఎంత నన్న?
Minus 1.
ఎన్నా?
Sir, 1.
Minus 1 కదా.
Sir, cos 180 minus 1. Sir.
1 sir, only 1.
Positive 1, sir.
పాజిటివ్ అన్నా?
Sir.
సార్ ఇక్కడ 2 cos 0 వస్తుంది కదా సార్, 2 కామన్ తీస్తే.
నేను ఇక్కడ ఏమైనా తప్పు చేశాను? ఈ టీ ఎక్కడ పోతుందో? ఈ టీ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఉంటుంది కదా. సో
అవును
ఈ
సార్.
టీ ఇక్కడ వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ minus of 2 into I naught divided by omega into t. This one is cos of your omega t, limit are 0 to t by 2. So minus of your 2 I naught divided by your, this one is 2 into
కరెక్ట్
your,
చేసి సార్, ఇక్కడ లాస్ట్ సెకండ్ స్టెప్ లో 2 బయటికి వచ్చింది కదా సార్.
this one is cos omega t. Omega value is how much for me? 2 pi by your t. 2 లోపలి, ఓకే. So minus of 2 I naught divided by your 2.
అక్కడ 2 cos 0 పెట్టండి సార్.
ఎక్కడరా?
minus 2 cos 0
మైనస్ ఇక్కడనా?
లాస్ట్ సార్.
ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది? ఒమేగా వాల్యూ t by 2, కరెక్టే. ఈ t ఎక్కడ పోతుంది? ఉంటుంది కదా.
మోడ్యులస్ సార్.
ఇది మోడ్లెస్, ఇది మోడ్ లేదు ఇప్పుడు.
ఓకే, బ్రాకెట్ లో సార్ cos 2 pi by t into t minus 2 cos 0 సార్.
cos 2 pi by t
into t minus 2 cos 0.
సో ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది? సో సారీ, యా, దిస్ విల్ బికమ్ ఫర్ మీ, ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ సార్ రాస్తున్నాను చూడు, ఇది వెళ్ళిపోయిందా. సో దిస్ వన్ ఈస్ హియర్ రైట్ నౌ. దిస్ వన్ సబ్స్టిట్యూటింగ్ ద అప్పర్ లిమిట్ మైనస్ లోవర్ లిమిట్ కదా. ఇన్ ద ప్లేస్ ఆఫ్ ఒమేగా ఐ నీడ్ టు సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ అప్పర్ లిమిట్ ఫస్ట్, దెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ యువర్ లోవర్ లిమిట్, isn't it? ఇది cos 0 వచ్చేసి 1 అయిపోతుంది కాబట్టి ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది చెప్పు సార్ ఇప్పుడు రైట్ నౌ. This will become for me, this one is minus of your I naught divided by omega into t. So this will be equal to your upper limit is ఎంత వచ్చింది? cos of your 2 pi minus, then again lower limit we need to substitute, that is nothing but of your 0 in the place of what? t. అంతే కదా. ఇది 0 సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసుకుంటే ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది? -1 అంటే -1 -1 అయిపోతుంది అంతేనా? -1 అంటే -2.
సో ఇక్కడ మీరు 2
cos 0
తీసేది
plus
ఏనా?
కాస్. సో ఇక్కడ లాస్ట్ సెకండ్ స్టెప్ లో cos 2π/t into t minus 2 cos 0. సో ఇక్కడ 2 బయటికి తీసాం కదా సార్, అట్లా అంటున్నా.
ఓకే. సో ఇది నేను ఓపెన్ ఒమేగా నేను 2π/t అని రాసుకోనా, లేకపోతే ఇక్కడే తీసుకుంటే అయిపోతుంది కదా? ఒక నిమిషం.
by 2.
Yeah, ఇది upper limit in the place of this one. In the place of t, I'm substituting upper limit కదా? Upper limit and in the place of t lower limit. ఇక్కడ వరకు కరెక్టే కదా?
Yes, sir.
ఇది కరెక్టేనా? ఇది కరెక్ట్ అయిపోతే this will become for me minus of 2 into I naught divided by omega value is 2π/T అని రాసుకోనా?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Into ET cancel అయిపోతుంది. E2 cancel అయిపోతుంది. So this will become for me cos of your omega value ఎంత నాన్న? 2π/T into your T/2 అంతేనా? T/2 minus of your cos ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది? Cos 0. So ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది? Minus of your I naught divided by your pi into in this one ఇదైనా క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతుందా? ET వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, E2 వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. cos pi వాల్యూ ఎంతనా? -1 and this one is also 1. So -1 అంటే -2 minus of minus, this will become for me plus. So this will become for me how much? 2 times of your I naught divided by pi. So I average value for half cycle will be equal to how much better? I average value for half cycle is 2 times of your I naught divided by your pi part of relation. Okay na? Is that clear? The value of this one is approximately 2 by pi value వచ్చేసి 0.637 times of your I naught. Okay. అదే విధంగా you can calculate it for your complete cycle also beta. For complete cycle no limit 0 to t వేసుకొని simplify చేయి, you will get the value of that one to be equal to 0. చేసుకుంటారు కదా? Average over here complete cycle value will be equal to how much for me? 0. చేయనా లేకపోతే? ఈ ప్రూఫ్ ఎలా వచ్చింది? 0 ఎలా వచ్చింది చేయనా? అవసరం లేదా? ఈ లిమిట్ 0 to your 2π/t upper limit minus lower limit తీసుకోండి. For our complete cycle we'll get the answer for that one. That means average value for alternating current for a half cycle is equal to how much for me? 2 into I naught divided by your pi. Okay. చలో, కంప్లీట్ సైకిల్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు కదా? చేయాలా? చేయాలా? చలో, average over complete cycle. Simple mathematics era మీరు చేసుకుంటారు. Complete cycle. కంప్లీట్ సైకిల్ అంటే టైం పీరియడ్ ఎంత అవుతుంది? లిమిట్ I average is equals to this one is your integral of I naught into sine of your omega t into your dt divided by integral of your dt. Limit enta 0 to t and this one is also 0 to t. Complete cycle kabatti. So it is your I average is equals to I naught constant divided by integral of dt is t, limit substitute చేసుకుంటే this is t by t. This one is right now integral of your sine of your omega t into your dt. Limit వచ్చేసి 0 to your capital T. So this will become for me I naught by your capital T. This is your integral sine of your omega value is how much for me? 2π by your capital T into small t into your dt. Limit వచ్చేసి 0 to your capital T. So that will be equal to your I naught by your capital T. దీని ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ చెప్పండి అన్న ఒకసారి. సో దీని ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ వచ్చేసి ఎంత అవుతుంది చూడు. ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ సైన్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఒమేగా టీ ఇంటూ డిటి ఎంత అవుతుంది అన్న? This will become for me minus of your cos omega. Omega is nothing but 2π into small t divided by capital T divided by omega. Omega value is also equal to how much for me? 2π by your capital T. అవునా? మైనస్ కాబట్టి 0 to your capital T is the limit. సరిపోయిందా? Now if I am substituting the limit ఎంత వస్తుంది చూడండి. ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది? This will become for me I naught divided by ఈ 2 pi బయటికి తీసుకొచ్చేస్తే so t and t will get cancelled, so it is I naught by your 2 pi into this one is your అంతేనా? అప్పర్ లిమిట్ అంటే ప్లీజ్ అప్పర్ లిమిట్ చేసుకుంటే ఈ టీటీ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. సో దిస్ విల్ బికమ్ ఫర్ మీ మైనస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ కాస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ 2 pi మైనస్ దిస్ వన్ ఈస్ మైనస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ కాస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ 0. అంతేనా? అప్పర్ లిమిట్ మైనస్ లోవర్ లిమిట్. సరిపోయిందా? సో మైనస్ ఆఫ్ 2 pi మైనస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్ ఇదంతా అవుతుందన్న
-1 + 1 0 సార్.
-1 + 1 0.
0 కదా, అంటే ఐ యావరేజ్ వాల్యూ 0 వచ్చిందా లేదా? అంటే 1 కంప్లీట్ సైకిల్ కి యావరేజ్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ కరెంట్ ఎంత వస్తుంది? 0. క్లియరా? క్లియరా బేటా? So average value of a half cycle we got the answer, average value of your full cycle also we got the answer. Okay, chalo. The next one is enana clear andariki ikkada varaku? Chalo, next one, mean square current for one time period, so we need to calculate the mean square current for one time period. One time period ante one complete cycle. So mean square, same like of your kinetic theory of gases, mean of the square, mean తీసుకుంటున్నాం దాన్ని స్క్వేర్ చేస్తున్నాం ఇంతకు ముందు లాంటిదే. సో దట్ విల్ బి ఈక్వల్ టు యువర్ లైన్ ఇంటిగ్రల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఇంటిగ్రల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ 0 to your t స్క్వేర్ అన్నాడు కాబట్టి I square into your dt divided by your integral of your dt. Limit is 0 to your capital T. Okay na? So that means I mean square will be equal to, so I square value ఎంత ఉందన్న for us? I square value ఎంత ఉంది right now? I value is equals to your I naught into your square part of relation. And this one is integral of your I naught square into your sine square omega t into your dt divided by your integral of your dt. That is nothing but of your 0 to your t. One complete cycle. That means I can write here I mean square is equals to I naught square ni బయటికి తీసుకొచ్చేసేయండి. Integral of dt is nothing but t, so that will become for me capital T. So that is nothing but of your I naught square into this one. This is your integral of your sine square omega t into your dt. Limit is 0 to your t part of relation. So this is your I mean square velocity formula, current formula. Velocity కూడా అదే విధంగా యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, యాక్సలరేషన్ కూడా అదే విధంగా యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. Again one small basic mathematics I'm writing here beta. See this one, integration of your integral 0 to your capital T complete time period. This one is your sine square k into your omega t, or either it may be your cos square k into your omega t into your dt. This value is always equals to 1 by 2 times of capital T. Okay, like that if I am writing for n half lives, okay, like this if I am writing for integration of I is equals to integral of 0 to n times of time period అయింది అనుకోండి, and this one is your sine square k into your omega into t, or it is your cos square k into your omega into your t, and differentiation of this one is total. It may be either your sine square k omega into t into dt or cos square k into omega into dt. That value will be equal to how much for me? N by 2 into your capital T. 1 తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి 1, 2 తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి t, 3 తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి 3/2 times of it t, like that. So I can write that formula. This is a basic mathematics in the integrations which you should basically remember for the given condition. Integral of your sin square omega t into dt is always equals to how much, depending upon the limit 0 to n into t, it is n/2 into your t part relation, where value of your k is equals to how much, 1, 2, 3, so on, and n values are also equal to 1, 2, 3, so on. That means I can make one statement that the average value of the square of sine or cos function for one complete time period is how much beta? Half of that one. So I can make one statement here right now. The average value of square of your sine or cos function for one complete time period, for your one time period is how much? 1/2. Clear for everyone, beta? Is it clear? Is it clear? That means 1/t integral of 0 to your capital T, whether it is sine square k into omega t or it is your cos square k into your omega into t into your dt. This value is always equals to 1/2. Okay, so you can use these relations while using the numericals problem practice. Clear? Okay na? Clear బట్ ఎక్కడ వరకు? స్క్వేర్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ద మీన్ ఎలా తీయాలో అర్థమైంది కదా అందరికి? RMS value, root mean square. Okay, RMS value ఎలా రాస్తున్నాను? mathematically RMS value of numerous value I1, I2, I3 ఎలా రాస్తున్నాను? IRMS is equals to square root of, this one is your square root of your, this one is your I1 square plus of your I2 square plus of your so on up to your IN square divided by your n terms. For n terms I can use this relation. For quantity which is changing continuously, I can also use this one beta. IRMS will be equal to under root of this one. This one is your under root of your integral of your I square into your dt, limit 0 to your capital T divided by integral of your dt, limit is 0 to your capital T. So this value will be equal to under integral of this one is how much beta? Capital T kada. So this is your under root of your, I can write this one as integral of your I square into your dt divided by your capital T, limit is 0 to your capital T. I can even write like this. Okay now? Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone? So now tell me, what is the root mean square current beta? What is the root mean square value of your current particle relation? So if I'm writing it right now, you can write directly also. RMS value of I is equals to I naught into sine of your omega into t. What is the RMS value of your I is equals to I naught? Now tell me, what is the average value of this one value beta? Average value of your this value, how much we got right now? I average value for your half of your time period, that is 0 to your t ఎంత వచ్చింది మనకు? 0 కదా, I average value. Now let us try to calculate the value for the same RMS value of your current of I is equals to your I naught into your sine of your omega into t part of relation. See here, I RMS square will be equal to square astronom kabatti this one is integral of your I square into your dt divided by integral of dt is nothing but of your t. Limit enta 0 to your capital T. Avuna kada. So in this one, integral of I value is how much better? I naught into your sine of your I naught square sine square omega t into your dt divided by your t part definition. Limit is 0 to your t. So what I can take common in this one beta, I naught square is a constant. So it is I naught square is a peak current. You bring it out divided by capital T. This one is your integral of your sine square omega t into your dt. ఎంత అవుతుంది చెప్పండి 0 to your capital T. Integral of sine square omega t into dt ఎంత నన్న? Can anyone tell me? Sine square theta can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t basically. రాయొచ్చా ఎట్లా? Can I write like that beta? Can anyone? మాట్లాడాలరా.
minus cos cube omega t by cube.
Minus and రాసుకోవచ్చు కదా right now for me. Average value of that given condition if I am writing this part definition, so that will be equal to your how much? Limit in the 0 to t. Sine square omega into t means integration చేసేస్తున్నాను కాబట్టి I can write this one as here I naught square divided by capital T. This is integral of 0 to your capital T. This will become for me 1 minus of your ఇది ఎలా రాయొచ్చు నేను
1 minus cos square omega t.
1 minus cos square omega t రాయొచ్చా
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
1 minus cos square omega
Direct integration.
ఏనా
Direct to minus 2 cos.
1 minus cos 2 అని రాసుకున్నా సరిపోతుంది కదా డివైడెడ్ బై 2 చేసుకుంటే అయిపోతుంది కదా 1 minus of your cos of your 2 omega t divided by your 2 into your dt రాసుకోవచ్చు ఎట్లా రాయచానా ఇది చూడండి ఎట్లా రాసుకోవచ్చు
Sir, right, sir. Itla. Okay, sir. Right, itla.
Etla.
1 minus of cos 2 into omega t into your dt part of relation. Now what I can do is ఇదేమవుతుంది చెప్పసారి ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ లిమిట్స్ కనుక సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసుకుంటే 0 to your this one is limit capital T. So this will become for me to omega value is how much for me 2 pi by your t. 2 also if I am taking outside, so this will become for me I naught square divided by 2 into capital T. This one is your integral of your 1 minus of cos. This one is 2 omega value is 2 pi by capital T into your small t. So this one is your dt. Limit is 0 to your capital T. Okay. So this is I naught square divided by your 2t. And this one is integral of 1 into t is nothing but dt. So I can write this one as of your y naught square divided by 2 times of capital T. This one is how much for me if I'm taking this one right now. 1 into dt is nothing but t. I'm substituting the limits, so I'll getting integral of dt is nothing but of your t minus integral of this one will become for me sine 2 into 2. This will become for me 4 pi into your small t divided by capital T divided by then omega అవుతుంది కాబట్టి this will also will become for me 4 pi by your capital T అంతేనా limit will be from 0 to your capital T. Okay, now substitute the limits for this one, so this will become for me I naught square divided by 2 into capital T. So if I'm substituting the limits for this one, upper limit minus lower limit, in the place of t, upper limit, that is nothing but of your capital T, minus lower limit is nothing but of your 0, minus this one is 4 times of pi, ఇది మొత్తం 0 అయిపోతుందిగా అవునా కదా, this completely will become for me 0, so this is completely will be coming for me your 0 part, అంతే కదా, 4 times of your pi. ఓకే, అప్పర్ లిమిట్ మన లోవర్ లిమిట్ చేసుకున్నా కూడా ఇది t అయిపోతుంది, tt క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతుంది, sin 4 times of your pi will be obviously 0 part of relation. So t minus 0 0 ఇది అయిపోతుంది, ఇది ఏమైపోతుంది చూడండి అన్న. So for me IRMS square will be equal to your I naught square divided by 2 into t into ఇది మొత్తం t అవుతుంది, et వెళ్ళిపోతే we are getting right now IRMS square is equals to your ఎంత I naught square divided by 2 అంటే IRMS ఎంత అవుతుంది అన్నప్పుడు, so IRMS will be equal to root mean square value of your current is equals to your I naught divided by root 2. So this is your RMS value of a current for one complete cycle. Similarly ERMS కూడా రాసుకోవచ్చు మనం. Similarly ERMS or VRMS will be equal to your E naught by your root 2 అని కూడా రాసుకోవచ్చు. And 1 by root 2 value ఎంత, so 1 by root 2 value is approximately 0.707 times of your I naught, and value of this one is also 0.70 times of your E naught part of relation. Okay na, clear, integration clear అందరికి ఇక్కడ వరకు, is it clear beta, చెప్పరేంట్రా. అర్థమైందా, root mean square value of your current ఎంత, root mean square value of the current of I is equals to I naught into sin omega t ఎంత వస్తుంది, I naught by your root 2. This is an important formula, you need to remember it beta. IRMS is equals to your I naught by your root 2, and ERMS is also equal to your E naught by your root 2 part of relation. Okay, and in the previous condition la ఇది కూడా important relation అన్నాను. IRMS ఒకవేళ పార్టికల్స్ గనక ఇస్తే ఇది తీసేసుకోండి, ఆర్ IRMS జనరల్ ఫామ్ లో వచ్చేసి ఇది వచ్చేస్తుంది మనకు బేసికల్లీ. ఓకే, వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ రిలేషన్స్, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్ రిలేషన్స్. I average value for one complete cycle ఎంత. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ క్లియర్ అన్న అందరికి, is it clear for everyone? So try to remember what these values while doing the calculations better, ఇది చాలా రెగ్యులర్ గా వస్తుంటది. 1 by t integral of your sin of your omega t into your dt for one complete cycle, we always take it as of your 0. Okay, and one more thing is right now point number 2, 1 by capital T integral limit 0 for your capital T cos of your omega t into your dt, this is also your 0. And third one is 1 by t integral of your sin square omega t into your dt, limit for this one 0 to your t value is always equals to 1 by 2. And fourth one is 1 by t integral of your cos square omega t into your dt, limit 0 to capital T is also equal to your half. Clear for everywhere? Is it clear beta? Is it clear for everyone? Sure. Whatever పెట్టుకున్నాడు రా ఎవడో.
The second major transition, though, has been even bigger, and that's the transition from OS 9 to OS 10 that we just.
ఎవడరా వాడు? Anagni is connecting to the audio. Rohit. Okay, chalo. calculate calculate average or mean value of number 1 I is equals to 5 plus 2 into sin omega t. చెప్తారా? జనరల్గా చెప్తున్నాను, బేసిక్ మ్యాథమెటిక్స్. I average ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం నాన్న? I average is equals to integral of your I into your dt. Limit is 0 to your capital T divided by this is your integral of your dt. Limit is 0 to your capital T. So this will be equal to integral I value ఎంత ఉంది? 5 plus 2 into sin of your omega t into your dt. Limit is 0 to capital T divided by integral of this one is capital T. So if I simplify this one, so I average will be equal to 5 into dt is nothing but how much for me? 5t divided by your t. అంతేనా? ఈ t ఉంది కాబట్టి. Plus next one is nothing but 2. This one is your 2 by t is out. This one is integral of your sin of your omega t into your dt. Limit ఎంత నాన్న? 0 to your t. So what is your answer? Can you tell me now? I average value ఎంత అవుతుంది ఇంకి? So this will be equal to 5. This t will get cancelled. Plus this one is 2 by t into integral of sin omega t. ఇంతకు ముందు చెప్పాను, integral of your sin omega t into dt for one complete cycle value ఎంత? 0. This is completely 0. So I average value ఎంత వస్తుంది? 0 for this one. So this is the value of your I average. Okay na? If IRMS is asked, similarly if IRMS is asked, if I'm asking you the IRMS, then how do you calculate the value of IRMS beta? So IRMS is nothing but of your I mean square is equals to integral of your I square into your dt. Limit is 0 to your capital T divided by integral of your dt. Limit is 0 to capital T. So that will be equal to your integral of your 0 to your capital T. This is your 5 plus 2 into your sin omega t whole square into your dt divided by capital T. Okay, so this will become for me how much? I mean square is equals to this one is not like a plus b whole square form. So this will become for me integral of 0 to capital T. A square is nothing but your 25 plus b square is nothing but 4 into your sin square omega into t plus 2 into that one, that is nothing but a into b, that is nothing but of your 20 into your sin of your omega t into your ఇది మొత్తం dt తో అవుతుంది, isn't it? Divided by ఇది మొత్తం ఎంత అవుతుంది? dt. This is totally your dt divided by your capital T. So ఇదంతా అవుతుంది చూడండి right now. Integral of this one is nothing but of your 25 into capital T divided by capital T. Plus next one is nothing but of your 4 into 1 by t is out. This one is integral of your sin square omega t into your dt. Limit is 0 to your capital T. Plus next one is of your plus దీంతో multiply అవుతుందా? So that is your 20 by your capital T integral of your sin of your omega t into your dt. Limit will be 0 to capital T. So what will be the answer beta? This one will get cancelled. So if I'm simplifying it, this is your 25 plus of your 4 into integral of your sin square omega t into dt enta intaku mundu rasham sin square omega t into dt is nothing but half. So that value I'm writing here. So that value is nothing but equal to your half plus this one is nothing but 20 by t sin of your omega t into dt is nothing but how much for me? 20 by t into your 0. And this will become for me how much? 25 plus this one is nothing but 2. So that will be equal to 27. That means IRMS value will be equal to how much beta? IRMS will be equal to under root of your I of mean of your square. So that value will be equal to under root of your even like this I can write. This is your 5 square plus of your 2 square by your 2. So that will also will be equal to root 27. అంతేనా? सुबह सुबह दर्शन अच्छे हो गए। I love you बोलो। कब? आज आज ही चले चले गए तो क्या करते हैं? मगरिब का है ना भैया। अच्छा ना clear? So let me give you one more example. Like V is equals to V1 into your sine of your omega t plus V2 into cos of your omega into t. Find V bar. V average is equals to how much? First question. Second question, V mean square value is how much? Or third one is VRM is how much? Okay. Papani. So V average means, how do you write this one beta? V average is equals to integral of your V into your dt divided by your integral of your dt. Limit anta 0 to capital T. This one is 0 to capital T. Emi iవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి for one complete time period I am taking right now. So that will be equal to this is your integral. V value is how much for me? V1 into your sine of your omega into t into dt plus this one is nothing but of your integral of your V2 into this one is your cos omega t into your dt divided by this integral of this one is nothing but of your capital T. ఇది మొత్తం ఎంత అయిపోతుందన్న 0 కదా. ఇంటిగ్రల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ 0 టైం పీరియడ్ 0 to capital T 0 to capital T. So obviously V average will be directly will become for me 0. So this is your first one. అదే విధంగా సెకండ్ వన్ చూడండి. V mean square value will be equal to your how much? So V mean square value will be equal to your integral of your 0 to your capital T. So this one is your V square into your dt divided by your integral of your dt. Limit is 0 to your capital T. So if I'm simplifying this one further, so it is V mean square will be equal to, so in this one V1 square will be out into this one is your 1 by t. This is integral of your sine square omega t into your dt. Limit వచ్చేసి 0 to your t. Plus in the same way V2 square is out into your 1 by t. This one is integral of your cos square omega t into your dt. Limit is 0 to your capital T. అవునా కదా. Then next one is nothing but how much for me? It is in the form of your a plus b whole square kada. So it is your a plus b whole square కాబట్టి a square plus b square plus 2 into your ab కూడా ఉంటుంది. So if I'm writing that one, so that will be equal to your plus 2 times of your v1 v2 integral of your sine of your omega t into your cos of your omega t into your dt. Limit is nothing but 0 to your t divided by your capital T. Divided by your capital T. So ఇదంతా అవుతుంది చూడండి right now everyone. V1 square, the value of this one is nothing but how much for me? 1 by 2 times of your t part of relation. అవునా కదా, లిమిట్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసుకుంటే అంటే this value you can write here directly. This one is your V1 square into this one is your 1 by 2 plus this one is your V2 square into your 1 by 2 plus this one is your V1 into V2 divided by 2. This can be written as how much better right now? Can you tell me? So this 2 will go inside. This one is sine 2 omega t into dt. So this is your integral of 0 to your capital T. This one is your sine 2 omega t into your dt Now integral of sine 2 omega t into dt is how much beta? 0 kada. So that means this one is your v1 square divided by 2. v1 square divided by 2 plus of your v2 square divided by 2. This will become completely for me 0. That means for me v mean square value will be equal to v1 square plus of your v2 square divided by, this one is also capital T, sorry, 2 kada, sorry, not capital T. So this value is equals to 2. So I'm writing here 2, this one, sorry, this one is your 2 and this one is also your 2. So this one is your v1 square divided by 2, v2 square divided by 2. So this one is also 2. So this is your answer for this one. Clear? The same way VRMS if I am asking. So if I'm asking you the VRMS value, third one, VRMS will be equal to how much for me? Under root of your mean of your square. So that will become for me under root of your, this one is v1 square plus v2 square divided by your 2 part of relation. That will be the equal to value of VRMS. Okay now? Clear? Clear, Nana? One more question if I'm giving you. Like say if I is equals to some 3 plus a into sine of your omega t plus b into cos of your 2 omega into t. Now you got an idea. What is the I average value? Can anyone tell me? I average value will be equal to how much for me? 3, because this one will become 0 anyhow, isn't it? In the same way, if I am writing for me I mean square value, that will become for me square of that one 3 square plus this one is a square by 2 plus that one is nothing but of your b square by 2, because sin square omega t cos square of your omega t will be equal to how much for me beta? b square by your 2 part of relation. Antena 2 omega unna kuda anni b square by 2 part of relation. And third one is right now IRMS. So IRMS will be equal to under root of your I mean square value. Then mean square value raseska answer vachestam. Okay na? So I hope you are getting an answers for this one. One more question already. Like if I'm giving you current I is equals to I1 into your sine of your omega t plus of your I2 into your sine of your 2 omega into t plus of your I3 into your sine of your 3 into your omega into t plus of your 5. ఇట్లా ఉందనుకోండి క్వశ్చన్. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు? ఐ యావరేజ్ వాల్యూ చెప్తారు ఎవరన్నా, తొందరగా చెప్పండి. వాట్ ఈస్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ అన్ ఐ యావరేజ్? ఐ
5 sir.
విల్ బి ఈక్వల్ టు ఎట్లా రా? ఎట్లా 5 అయితే చెప్పు.
Sir, ఇవన్నీ 0 కదా సార్. ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ 0 to t sin omega t equal to 0 కదా సార్. దాన్ని 0 అయిపోతుంది సార్. అప్పుడు 5 ఒకటే ఉంటుంది సార్.
ఓకే, ఇది 0, ఇది 0, ఇది 0. ఇది ఒకటే ఉంది కాబట్టి దిస్ విల్ బికమ్ ఫర్ మీ ఈక్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ 5. ఓకేనా? చలో, వెరీ గుడ్. దెన్ సెకండ్ వన్, ఐ మీన్ స్క్వేర్ వాల్యూ ఎంత అవుతుంది? దిస్ విల్ బికమ్ ఫర్ మీ I1 స్క్వేర్ బై 2. సైన్ స్క్వేర్ ఒమేగా టీ ఇస్ 1/2 కదా. Plus this one is nothing but of your I2 square by 2 plus this one is nothing but of your I3 square by 2 plus this one is nothing but 5 square. Achinda? And third one is IRMS. IRMS ఎలా calculate చేస్తాం మనం? Under root of your I of mean square this value. దాంట్లో రూట్ లో వేసేసుకో సరిపోతుంది. ఓకేనా? వచ్చింది అందరికి? ఇదంతా వస్తుందన్న, ఈ వాల్యూ దీంట్లో వేసేసుకొని సరిపోతుంది. కెన్ డూ దిస్ క్యాల్కులేషన్. దిస్ ఇస్ అండర్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్, ఇది మొత్తం ఇది వచ్చేసి I1 స్క్వేర్ బై 2 ప్లస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ I2 స్క్వేర్ బై 2 ప్లస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ I3 స్క్వేర్ బై 2 ప్లస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ 5 స్క్వేర్. అంటే ఇది ఇలా రాయొచ్చు. I1 స్క్వేర్ బయటికి వచ్చేస్తుందా, I2 స్క్వేర్ బయటికి వస్తుంది, I3 స్క్వేర్ బయటికి వస్తుంది, 5 స్క్వేర్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో కమింగ్ అవుట్. సో దిస్ విల్ బి √2 √2 ఇట్లా పెట్టేసుకొని సింప్లిఫై చేసుకొని సరిపోతుంది. ఓకే, చలో. See here, keep a note. if variation of current, if your variation of current or voltage, current or voltage is not sinusoidal, is not sinusoidal for your average, comma, mean square values, then do calculations, in normal manner, then do calculations in your normal manner. Okay, I'll give an example today. Like say if I is equals to, I'm giving it as like say T by your T naught. I is equals to, as a function of current is called kada. I'll take it as a function of current. I is equals to your I by your I naught. Or you can take it as of your I is equals to I naught into T divided by your T naught. Itla తీసుకోండి. Not a sinusoidal function, but some value I is equals to I naught into T by T naught. Now T is equals to 0 to T is equals to T naught. Find I average is equals to how much, comma, I mean square value is how much, second question. This is your first question. And third question is IRMS is equals to how much. Chesara? Simple integration, general integration చేయండి. Okay, I average అంటే ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం నాన్న? I average is equals to integral of your I into your dt divided by integral of your dt. Limit వచ్చేసి 0 to your t naught, 0 to your t naught. అంతే కదా, time t is equals to 0 to t is equals to t naught. So this value is equals to integral I value ఎంత ఉంది, I naught into your t divided by your t naught into your dt divided by your integral of dt is nothing but equal to your t naught. Limit వచ్చేసి 0 to your t naught. So I average value will be equal to I naught by t naught common. So bring it out right now for this one. It is I naught by t naught is your out. This is integral of your t into your dt. Limit is 0 to your t naught divided by t naught. So this is your divided by your t naught. So ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది చూడండి, I average will be equal to your I naught divided by t naught కూడా బయటికి వచ్చేస్తే this is your t naught square. Integral of t into dt ఎంత అన్న, this is your t square divided by your 2. Limits are 0 to your t naught. So if I substitute the limits there right now, so I average will be equal to your I naught divided by your t naught square into upper limit minus lower limit. So it is a t naught square divided by 2. E t naught square వెళ్ళిపోతే, so we are getting I average value is equals to how much beta, I naught divided by 2. So this is your answer. వచ్చిందా? అదే విధంగా సెకండ్ వన్ ఏం అడుగుతున్నాడు అడుగుడు మనకి ఇప్పుడు I mean square. So I mean square is integral of your I square into your dt divided by integral of your dt. Limit is 0 to your t naught. Limit is 0 to your t naught particulation. So this one is I mean square is equals to I value is already given for me. Substitute that values right now. So that value is integral of your I value is given how much beta? I value is given as of your I naught into t divided by your t naught. This one is your whole square into your dt divided by integral of dt is nothing but t. So limit I'm substituting t naught. So I naught square, t naught square is a constant. So it is I mean square is equals to I naught square is out divided by your t naught square is out into your t naught is also your out. This one is your integral of your t square into your dt. Limit is 0 to your t naught. 0 to your t naught is the limit. Now if I'm simplifying it further, so this one is I mean square is equals to this one is your I naught square divided by your t naught cube into integral of t square into dt is how much beta? T t cube. I'm substituting the limits directly. So it is a t naught cube divided by your 3. This t naught cube will get cancelled. So I'm getting right now I mean square is equals to your I naught square divided by your 3. Achinda? So this is the value of your I mean square. So I mean square value is this much. And what is the third one is asking right now? RMS velocity. So for the third one, IRMS will be equal to under root of your I mean square. And that value will be equal to under root of your I naught square divided by your 3 value. So this value is I naught divided by your root 3. Achinda, what an idea how to do the RMS values, average values, and mean values. Chalo. One more question. If variation of current is given in graphs, as shown, then we know that area under IT will give required quantity, will give your required quantity. Rough ga rastunna nenu, just try to remember that one. Like say for example, if I'm giving the variation of current like this in terms of graph, this is 0, this is a maximum current I naught, and there is a current right now from here, this is also your I naught, and then it is going up like this, then again it is going up like this, again it is here becoming a constant, and this one, this 0, this one is your t by 2, and this one is your t. The graph is t versus your current. Okay, find I average is how much, I average square is how much, and I RMS is equals to how much. You know that area under IT graph will always give me what beta for average value, area of your current versus time graph, for one time period is always equals to 0. That means I average value will become for me 0. Whatever is this positive area, this is negative area, net will be equal to how much for me? 0 the average, isn't it? So that is the answer for the first one. Okay, so if I'm taking for the next one, this is your IRMS square. Here I'm taking right now I naught square, and there is a graph like this which is starting to this one, and here there is an axis, this is your t by 2, and this one is your capital T. This is your I naught square value. This is a graph between I square versus your time. Okay, now tell me what is the value of this one beta. I mean of square will be equal to integral of your I square into your dt, limit 0 to t divided by t. So this will be equal to what? area of your I square versus t graph. I square versus t for t is equals to 0 to capital T divided by total T. So area of this one will be equal to how much beta? Square kada. 0 to your T ante enta avutundi? 0 to your capital T. This is a total area what I can take. So it will be equal to how much for me? This is I naught square and this is nothing but of your T. So that will be equal to your I naught square into your T. So I'm writing here I naught square into capital T divided by capital T. Capital T gets cancelled. So this will be equal to your I naught square. So this is your I mean square value. Okay. The same way for IRMS value, if I'm writing for this one, IRMS value will be equal to under root of your I naught mean of your square. And that will become for me how much? I naught. Achinda? Clear? Let me give you one more example. If variation of current is given as shown like this. This is y-axis. This is your x-axis. So this is a current going right now here, and this is your given condition. And this is your current going here right now, and this is a current variation. This is a current going right now here, and this is your variation. This is your T. This one is your 2T. This one is your 3T, and this graph is going like this. And this is a maximum condition of your graph for everywhere. And this one is your I naught. This is your 0. And this is your time taken. That is nothing but of your T. So what is the value of your I average value if I'm asking? I average will be equal to how much beta? Integral of your I into your dt divided by your integral of your dt 0 to capital T, and this one is also 0 to capital T. For 0 to capital T and that will be equal to what? Area of your current versus your time graph. So it is your IT graph for what time beta? For t is equals to 0 to t is equals to capital T divided by integral of dt is nothing but how much for me? Capital T. So now for this one, this is the area of triangle kada ikkada varaku. So that will be the area of a triangle kabatti. So that will be equal to your half into I naught into capital T divided by capital T. Capital T gets cancelled. So this will be equal to I naught by 2. Okay. Ledu anukunte you can also use a basic mathematics also. ఓకే గ్రాఫ్స్ కొంచెం ఐడియానే ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి సో వేరియేషన్ ఆఫ్ కరెంట్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు టైం అంటే మనకి ఇట్లా ఇచ్చాడు అనుకుందాం. ఇది ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు అవునా కదా. సో దిస్ ఇస్ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ కాబట్టి దిస్ వన్ ఈస్ క్యాపిటల్ టీ అండ్ హియర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రైట్ నౌ ఫర్ మీ ఐ నాట్ అనుకుందాం అవునా కదా. సో దిస్ ఈస్ యువర్ కరెంట్ వర్సెస్ యువర్ టైం గ్రాఫ్. Take some angle right now as it is a straight line. If I take any value right now here which is making an angle of your theta at some t, this is your current I anukundaam. So how do you write the value of tan theta from this one beta? So tan theta is equals to I naught divided by capital T, and tan theta is also equal to your I divided by your T. Both of them are same kada. So I can write here both of them equate చేసుకుంటే I naught by capital T is equals to I by your small t. So మనకు కావాల్సింది ఏంది I కదా. So I value will become how much for me? I value will be equal to your I naught divided by capital T into your small t. So this is the value of your current. Once I know that one, I can calculate the average value. I average is equals to integral of your I. I value is I naught by capital T into your t into your dt. Limit వచ్చేసి 0 to capital T integral. This one is any half integral of your dt 0 to capital T. So then you simplify చేయండి. I naught by t out, integral of t into t is nothing but if your t by 2, substituting the limits and simplifying it, it will get cancelled. So here I'll write here I naught by t is out. This one t is also out కాబట్టి ఇది t square అయిపోతుంది. It is integral of t into your dt limit of 0 to t. So this will become for me I naught by your t square into integral of t into dt is how much for me? T square by 2. So it is a t square divided by 2. E t square will get cancelled. So I'm getting the value of your I average is also equal to your I naught divided by 2. So like this also you can write the answer for such type of your questions. So whenever you're getting the graph questions, be a little bit careful and try to write the values that will give me the answer for that one. Clear for everyone, beta? Okay. Then tomorrow's session of a class will actually enter into our chapter of your alternating current part of relation. Okay. Okay, na beta? Chalo, bye beta.
అంటే మీటింగ్ ఎండ్ చేస్తున్నాం, మళ్ళీ వెంటనే జాయిన్ అవ్వండి అందరూ, ఎందుకంటే అది అటెండెన్స్ గురించి.